Once upon a time, in the heart of a lush and vibrant jungle, a young lion named Simba was born. Destined for greatness, Simba was not your average cub. His eyes held a glimmer of majesty that reflected his royal lineage. His father, the wise and noble King Mufasa, presided over the jungle with a gentle paw and a compassionate heart. The bond between father and son was unbreakable, their love as vast as the sprawling savanna. Simba admired his father greatly, dreaming of the day he would follow in his majestic pawprints. However, not all were thrilled about the future king. Scar, Mufasa's brother, was a storm cloud in this sunny sky. His heart, a cauldron of jealousy and greed, yearned for Mufasa's throne. As Simba played under the watchful eyes of his father, unaware of the brewing tempest, Scar plotted in the shadows. Unbeknownst to young Simba, a shadow loomed over his destiny. One day, as Simba was exploring the vast wilderness, he fell into a trap set by his cunning uncle, Scar. This was no ordinary trap. It was a carefully crafted web of deceit and manipulation, designed to shatter Simba's confidence and convince him that he was unfit to rule. Scar, with his silver tongue, spun tales of chaos and ruin that would befall the jungle under Simba's rule. He painted a picture of a young lion, inexperienced and reckless, leading his kingdom to disaster. Simba, young and naive, fell prey to these words, and a seed of self-doubt was planted in his heart. Believing he was a danger to his home, Simba made the heartbreaking decision to leave the jungle. His heart heavy with guilt and his spirit crushed by self-doubt, he ventured into the unknown, leaving behind everything he held dear. But destiny has a way of guiding us, even when we feel lost. In his exile, Simba crossed paths with a wise old elephant named Rafiki. Rafiki, sensing the young lion's inner turmoil, shared tales of past kings and the importance of embracing one's destiny. These words sparked a glimmer of hope in Simba. He began to question Scar's deceit and see through the web of lies. He realized that the jungle was his home, and he was its rightful king. With newfound determination, Simba sets off on a journey to reclaim his rightful place. As Simba roamed the unfamiliar territories, he encountered colorful characters who became his allies. In a land far from his home, he stumbled upon two unique creatures, Timon, a sprightly monkey with a heart full of mischief, and Pumbaa, a wise-cracking meerkat with an infectious laugh. Timon, with his quick wit and nimble movements, was always ready for an adventure. Pumbaa, on the other hand, was a fountain of wisdom. His humorous anecdotes and sagely advice brought comfort to Simba in his moments of doubt. The pair's carefree and joyful spirit was a breath of fresh air for the young lion, who had been carrying the weight of his destiny and the sorrow of his past. Their days were filled with laughter and camaraderie, their nights illuminated by the stories they shared under the starlit sky. Simba, Timon, and Pumbaa formed a bond that was stronger than any they had known before. They were not just friends, they were a family. Simba's heart began to heal, and his spirit began to soar. He rediscovered the joy of simply being, of living in the moment, of finding happiness in the little things. With Timon and Pumbaa by his side, Simba found not just companionship, but also the strength to face his past and embrace his future. Together, they formed an unlikely trio, ready to face whatever the journey had in store. Upon his return, Simba faced both skepticism and hope from the jungle's inhabitants. As he journeyed through the familiar territory, whispers of his arrival rustled through the undergrowth, reaching the ears of both friend and foe. The air was thick with anticipation, filled with the promise of an impending change. The stage was set for a confrontation that would determine the fate of the jungle. Scar, with his menacing glare and twisted ambition, stood against Simba, who embodied courage and determination. The face-off was more than just a physical battle. It was a clash of ideologies, a struggle for the soul of the jungle. The battle was fierce, and the stakes were high. Scar, with his cunning and deceit, sought to undermine Simba at every turn. Yet, Simba stood strong, his resolve unbroken. His heart was filled with the wisdom of his father, the teachings of Rafiki, and the strength he'd found in his friendships with Timon and Pumbaa. As the battle raged on, the jungle watched with bated breath. A hush fell over the land, each creature waiting, hoping for the return of rightful leadership. And in that moment, they united, standing behind Simba, their future king. Simba's courage and the support of his allies tipped the scales. With a roar that echoed through the jungle, Simba faced Scar for one final showdown. The clash was monumental, a showdown of strength, will, and destiny. With a triumphant roar, Simba banished Scar from the jungle, reclaiming his rightful throne. The jungle echoed with cheers of joy and relief, marking the beginning of a new era under the rightful king. The battle was over, but the true journey was just beginning. Simba's reign as the Jungle King ushered in a new era of prosperity and unity. With his majestic mane glistening under the sun, he ruled with the same wisdom and compassion that his father, Mufasa, had shown. The jungle, once again, was a place of peace and harmony, where every creature, big or small, played a vital role in the circle of life. Under Simba's rule, the jungle thrived. Trees bore more fruit, rivers flowed with greater vigor, and the sky seemed a deeper shade of blue. The animals coexisted peacefully, understanding that they were all part of the same grand tapestry of life. But Simba's rule was not merely about maintaining peace. It was about learning and growing. It was about embracing one's destiny, overcoming self-doubt, and standing up against injustice. Simba had learned these lessons during his exile, and he carried them into his reign as king. He knew that every challenge he faced, every friendship he formed, and every decision he made shaped him into the king he was meant to be. And he led by example, inspiring the animals of the jungle to be brave, to be kind, and to honor the circle of life. And so, under Simba's rule, the roar of the rightful king echoed through the trees, a symbol of resilience, leadership, and the enduring spirit of the wild.